Well, I am so happy to be back with you for a Saturday wine food demonstration. It is July 4th weekend, and we are gearing up for next Saturday, Saturday wine featuring two brilliant Tuscan red wines that are both made with the grape Sangiovese. Sangiovese, very, very near and dear to my heart, and for some reason, this could be warm weather in Tuscany, I'm not sure what it is. My love for Sangiovese always explodes in the summer. Might have to do with the kind of funny way that Sangiovese seems to pair with all these wonderful Tuscan foods, spaghetti and tomato sauce and meatballs and cheese and all this stuff. You know, classic Sangiovese has really bright acidity and really kind of beautiful red fruit flavors that I guess seem to pair well with even tomatoes, which is a funny thing to think of red wine pairing with tomatoes, but Sangiovese is the grape that does it, if there is a grape that does it. So today I am making something called cacio e pepe, which is 1/3 of this unbelievable meal that I have been enjoying. I'm not the only one, I'm not the first person to enjoy this meal. I have been enjoying this meal at one of my favorite restaurants in the world, which is called Via Carota in New York City. When I go to Via Carota, I order meatballs and tomato sauce, piling a huge pile of broccoli rabe, of sauteed broccoli rabe and garlic, and cacio e pepe pasta. Cacio e pepe, very famously, not very many ingredients: pasta, butter. I have a couple of different cheeses here. I'm making 2 portions, by the way. I'm going to give you sort of something of an exact recipe. This is about 2 tablespoons of butter that's in my hand. I'm sorry, 4 tablespoons of butter for 2 portions. That may sound like a ton. I'll show it to you. That's it, 4 tablespoons, right? It may sound like a ton of butter for 2 portions. I think the 2 tablespoons of butter, I mean, call me crazy. This is why restaurant food tastes as good as it does, you know, because people don't skip on the fat. So I have 4 tablespoons of butter that's going in that pan. I have a huge amount of ground black pepper. I have ground it ahead of time. If you have, you know, a pepper mill that looks a little bit like this, the idea would be to grind away before you start your dish, because you're going to need a bunch of pepper. I was estimating, I'm going to say this is maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon, something like that. That's a lot of ground black pepper. Then I have some salt, and I have 2 cheeses, some grated pecorino toscano, which is going to be available at Heirloom starting on Tuesday. Sheep's milk cheese. Ours is going to be kind of a special pecorino toscano, which is aged for 6 or 7 months. It's a little bit firmer, it has a better flavor. And then this is equal parts Parmesan Reggiano. So pecorino and Parmesan together. Pecorino is sort of the classic cheese of cacio e pepe, and I really love it with the Parmesan. My pasta is orecchiette pasta, which is the little discs, which I absolutely love. Literally translated pig's ears. They pick up sauce really well. And I'm going to demonstrate the kind of the classic technique that I think you need for cacio e pepe, right? Here's the thing, here's how it works. Ground black pepper, when it goes into butter and sautés a little bit and heats up, softens its bite and also becomes incredibly fragrant. So this is the way that you make really good cacio e pepe is you're melting your butter in the pan, it's picking up heat, and after it's all melted and when it's starting to pick up just a tiny little bit of color, we're going in with that black pepper into the pan. And it's an amazing thing to watch the butter kind of bubbles up a little bit. You can see it? Well, kind of, sort of. Right, all this pepper and butter in there. The next thing I do, after that pepper, I mean, it immediately creates a cloud of aroma. It's unbelievable what happens when you dump all this pepper into this butter. Now it's getting quite warm, and the next thing that I do is take a couple of spoons of starchy pasta water and drop that into this butter. Then we start to get a little sauce in here. A little sauce working. As I mentioned before, my pasta, as all pasta should be, is in very, very heavily salted boiling water, right? So the salt is happening in 2 places. It's happening in the pasta because it's so salty, the water is so salty, and then it's going to happen in the cheese also. The pasta goes into this beautiful butter, and which now is a little bit brown, right? And it's got that beautiful pasta water. It's covered in pepper. And then I go in with my cheese. It's a little bit of moisture still left in the pan, right? Because we're wanting this to be a little bit on the saucy side. Oh man. I wish you guys could be here for this. This is like the world's greatest macaroni and cheese, you know? With beautiful cheese and beautiful pepper. Right? Kind of looks like, I mean, I don't know, it looks a little bit like macaroni and cheese. I'm going to spoon this out. Then I have a steaming bowl full of cacio e pepe, and would you believe it? Meatballs and tomato sauce and roasted broccoli rabe. Together, quite interestingly, I'm feeling very patriotic today. This is not exactly American patriotic because it's red, white, and green, right? Which happens to be the colors of the Italian flag, I believe. So this could make you feel very patriotic if you're an Italian person. Cacio e pepe, meatballs and tomato sauce, roasted broccoli rabe with Sangiovese. Can't beat it. Hope to see you Saturday. Cheers.